If you're planning to buy the GIGABYTE B850 AORUS Elite motherboard and expecting top-tier performance without headaches, hold on tight, because what I'm about to reveal might just change your mind. This board promises serious power with AMD's latest AM5 socket, DDR5 memory support, and PCIe 5.0 connectivity. But here's what surprised me. Despite the hype and solid specs, there are some hidden issues that could cause you real trouble down the line. So should you buy it, or get stuck sorting out regrets? Let's unpack everything you need to know before hitting that buy button. First off, who exactly is the GIGABYTE B850 AORUS Elite for? If you're an AMD Ryzen 7000, 8000, or even the recent 9000 series user, looking to build a fast gaming rig or a powerful workstation with future-proof components, this board should theoretically be on your shortlist. It boasts a robust 14+2+2 power phase design, aiming to keep your CPU fed with stable juice for peak performance. Plus, 3 M.2 slots and USB-C connectivity check all the modern enthusiast boxes. But are these features enough? That's what we'll explore next. Here's the kicker. In early reviews and user reports, the B850 AORUS Elite feels like a halfway house between excellent hardware and unfinished software. You see, this board supports PCIe 5.0, which should allow blazing fast SSDs and GPUs to shine, right? However, some users experience inconsistent PCIe lane distribution when using multiple M.2 drives simultaneously. Imagine investing nearly $200 only to find your ultra-fast SSD throttling or dropping bandwidth, more painful than a Wi-Fi router stuck on 2 Mbps during your online game. That brings us to another eyebrow-raising issue: thermal management. On paper, this motherboard features VRM and M.2 thermal guards to keep temperatures in check. But overheating complaints have popped up, especially under sustained heavy loads. For a board meant to support top-tier Ryzen 9 processors, this might cause reliability concerns. Think about it: your CPU running optimal, but the motherboard struggling to cool its power delivery system is like having a race car with a car alarm that keeps going off. Distracting and not exactly confidence-inspiring. So what about the BIOS and software experience? This is where GIGABYTE sometimes shines and sometimes stumbles. The B850 AORUS Elite offers a decent BIOS interface, intuitive for overclockers and newcomers alike. However, firmware updates are slightly slower to roll out compared to competitors, and some users report glitches with Ryzen 7000 series support in the early days post-launch. If you're not comfortable diving into BIOS bug fixes or firmware tweaks, this could be a hassle. Worse yet, your shiny, expensive board might need updates just to run smoothly, a bit like buying a new smart TV that requires a factory reset before even turning on. By now, you're probably wondering, despite the problems, does this motherboard offer enough value to consider? The answer is a bit tangled. Yes, it delivers on many of its promises. 4 DDR5 DIMM slots supporting speedy RAM, a reliable Wi-Fi 7 module for future-ready wireless connectivity, and a well-thought-out layout that makes cable management a breeze. It's also built to last with a solid PCB and multiple cooling features that generally keep temps low under normal use. But these highlights come with caveats. One major pain point is price versus performance. Priced at around $199.95, the B850 AORUS Elite sits in the mid-tier bracket. Competitors in this range sometimes offer more polished BIOS, better out-of-box stability, or superior power delivery tailored for overclocking Ryzen chips. In other words, you might buy this board expecting elite performance but end up settling for good enough, like going to a 5-star restaurant and realizing they forgot the salt. For gamers and creatives pushing their builds to the max, this is an important consideration. Still, let's lighten the mood. Why did the motherboard break up with the CPU? Because things were getting too heated in the relationship. Thermal issues, remember. But seriously, if you're not pushing your CPU to its limits with heavy overclocking or multi-drive PCIe setups, you might sidestep a lot of the headaches other users face. Plain desktop and casual gaming use. It handles those well enough. Next, connectivity perks are worth praising. The inclusion of USB-C ports means modern peripherals don't need adapters or docking stations. Additionally, supporting 3.2 slots remains rare in this price bracket, especially with PCIe 5.0 compatibility on at least one slot. For users who crave storage speed and versatility, say, having one ultra-fast SSD for OS and two more for games and work files, this is a huge plus. But remember the previous note on bandwidth distribution when all slots are in use. You might need to prioritize which drives get the speed love. Another question you might have is, how does the B850 AORUS Elite compare to its B650 or X670 counterparts? Those boards are priced higher but cater to enthusiasts who want zero-compromise performance and features. The Elite B850, while feature-rich, can't fully compete with those premium options, alas. But if your budget caps near $200, this board is one of the few AM5 options that gets you most of the essentials plus attractive future readiness without breaking the bank. Now let's talk aesthetics because, hey, your PC might be a beast inside, but if it looks like a plain cardboard box, what's the fun? The B850 AORUS Elite sports a sleek black and silver color scheme with subtle RGB lighting that's tasteful without overdoing it, perfect for a clean build with a touch of flair. If you're a fan of flashy RGB motherboards, this may feel a little subdued, but sometimes less is more, right? After all, gamers need power, not a disco party on their motherboard. Save that for the peripherals. Back to the major trade-offs. The VRM power design is advertised as 14+2+2, which sounds solid. But independent reviews suggest it's adequate for most Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 9 7900X processors, but might buckle under the heaviest Ryzen 9 7950X workloads when overclocked aggressively. If you're chasing extreme performance gains, you'll want to consider boards specifically optimized for power delivery that can handle those juice demands without throttling or heat spikes. On the software side, GIGABYTE's AI and sensor panel can be useful for monitoring system vitals like temperature and fan speeds. However, some users report inconsistent sensor readings or delays in updates, which may affect the real-time tweaking experience. If you're the tweaking type, monitoring every heat spike in RPM, you might find this a bit frustrating at times. Kind of like ordering a cappuccino and getting a lukewarm latte instead. Functional but not perfect. Wondering about installation ease. The motherboard installation is mostly straightforward, thanks to user-friendly labeled headers and a well-documented manual. It supports standard ATX cases with no compatibility quirks, which means fewer headaches when fitting your components. But one neat tip. The board's M.2 slots lock your drives in place securely, so no accidental SSD slips mid-build. If only my socks stayed on that well, missing one now, oops. Alright, so to recap, the GIGABYTE B850 AORUS Elite is an affordable, future-ready AM5 motherboard with solid connectivity, decent power design, and good thermal features for everyday users and moderate gamers. But it struggles to fully deliver when pushed to extremes, like heavy overclocking or multiple simultaneous PCIe 5.0 device setups. Plus, BIOS updates are a bit slow to match AMD's rapid processor releases, and some thermal issues might require extra cooling or tuning. So should you buy it? If you're building a balanced system that leverages Ryzen 7000 or 8000 series processors without aggressively overclocking, and you value good stock performance paired with modern features like USB-C and Wi-Fi 7, this board is a savvy pick. It offers excellent bang for your buck at just under $200, particularly when compared with pricier alternatives that might offer marginal gains but hit your wallet harder. Before you make up your mind, here's a final joke to leave you smiling. Why don't programmers like nature? Too many bugs. Just like motherboards, right? But seriously, the B850 AORUS Elite isn't bug-free, but it's well worth considering if you know what you're signing up for. To sum up, the GIGABYTE B850 AORUS Elite motherboard blends solid AMD AM5 compatibility and next-gen features with some lapses in performance under extreme usage scenarios. It's not perfect, but it's far from a deal-breaker. For most users, it's a reliable platform that balances value and future-proofing. With some patience around BIOS updates and thermal tweaks, this board will serve you well. If you want the best deal on the GIGABYTE B850 AORUS Elite, check the link in the description for the latest price on Amazon. I'll keep it updated so you can snag the best offer without hunting around. And hey, if you enjoyed this honest review and want more deep dives on PC hardware, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Build smart, game hard, and avoid those motherboard heartbreaks.